Hi, I'm Joe and welcome to the channel. In this micro lesson, I thought I would take on a question that I see come up a lot on Facebook groups or in online guitar forums. And generally the question is, what do I practice or how do I practice? What's a good practice routine? You know, I really think that question can be answered with a very important question that you need to ask yourself. So I'm going to share that question with you, and I'm also going to share some tips and tricks to set goals for yourself. If you find any value in this video whatsoever and you're new to the channel, please consider supporting the channel for free by subscribing down below and hitting the like button. It really does help me out and I appreciate it. Let's go ahead now and jump into the content. So what should you practice? Well, I think the more important question is, what kind of player do you want to be? Or what do you want to accomplish with your music? You see, choosing what that is will actually dictate and help you zero in on the areas that you want to focus on. As an example, let's say I wanted to be a burning blues guitar player. Well, that's going to be different things that I'm going to practice than if I wanted to be a good singer-songwriter. You can see those are two different paths. So as an example, if I wanted to be a great blues player, I'm going to need to know and practice all of my pentatonic scales. I'm going to need to brush up on my blues vocabulary. If I want to be a singer-songwriter, I'm going to look more towards chords, chord progressions, rhythm, melody, lyrics, those types of things. So you can see choosing up front what your main objective is will really dictate what elements and things that you're going to practice on during your practice time. So a good way to accomplish any objective is to set goals. Set goals for yourself that you want to accomplish throughout the year that'll help you get to that point in your playing or in whatever you're trying to do with your instrument, or this basically is a life lesson, whatever you want to try to accomplish. And there's two types of goals that I would recommend, a long-term goal and a short-term goal. Now, when you're setting goals, please understand that there's no right or wrong goal, right? This is all individual. It's based on what you want to accomplish. But it's important, though, when you set goals, to have them to be very clear, achievable, and that there's some sort of time frame associated with them so you can track your progress. So, thinking about a long-term goal, let's take the blues example that I shared earlier. My long-term goal for the year might be, I want to be able to play a blues solo all over the neck. I don't want to get stuck into one pentatonic box. I want to be effortless. I want to smoothly go between all the pentatonic boxes and play a great blues solo. Now that's my long-term goal. And that's great to have that. Now take your long-term goal and go ahead and break that down into smaller chunks, into smaller short-term goals. So, short-term goal might be, let's say, again, long-term goal, in 1 year I want to be able to play all over the neck a great blues solo. Short-term goal, month 1, I want to be able to play inside of every pentatonic box. Maybe I only know 1 or 2 shapes right now. I want to play through all 5 pentatonic shapes. Okay, well that's my first short-term goal towards the larger goal. So the first goal for that month would be learn all 5 of the pentatonic boxes. Maybe the second month's short-term goal would be connecting all those boxes together with some sort of lines so I can smoothly go in between each box, etc. and so forth. So each month I'm setting a short-term goal that would basically achieve the long-term goal in the long run. Anyway, I think you get what I'm saying. Long-term goal, then short-term goals to get to the long-term goal, and now we can have practice goals. So to answer now the initial question, which was, what do I practice? Well, when you sit down each week, if you have your short-term goals there, you can kind of dictate to yourself what are the steps that you're going to need to accomplish those short-term goals and make that your focus for your practice sessions. So you can see this is a very basic concept. You take something large that you want to accomplish, chunk it down into smaller bite-sized goals, and then even smaller for your daily practice goals or weekly practice goals that you have. So because of that, you might want to actually set some little short-term goals for you for each time you practice. So during your practice schedule, maybe say in this week I want to accomplish X, Y, and Z. And it's important to do this because you're giving yourself little wins along the way to the bigger goal. And I think that's very important to keep your mind knowing and understanding that you're making progress, because sometimes we can pick goals that are just so far out there that if we don't feel like we're tracking or making any progress, it can actually be somewhat depressing, and we don't want that. We want music to be fun and make sure that we're taking a step towards what our ultimate end goal is every time we pick up the instrument. Now, an important thing to do towards that end is to make sure that you're tracking your progress somehow. Maybe start off recording yourself. Again, back to the blues example, put up a common blues chord progression and solo and take a snapshot in time of where you are now. And then along the way towards your long-term goal, take other snapshots just so you can see and track your progress. I think you'll find that very encouraging for yourself. So I was about to edit this video and I forgot one important point that I wanted to make. Having the overall vision of your goal and your objective is great, and having those short-term goals is great. But one thing, if you don't have a consistent practice schedule, it's going to be a lot harder for you to reach your goals. So I just want to encourage you to stick to a routine, a practice schedule that you can do. And I know life gets in the way, but just try to do your best to have a consistent practice schedule. I always say it's kind of better to pick up the instrument every day if you can, even if it's just for 15 minutes, instead of just practicing once a week for an hour. You're going to get more benefit putting the instrument in your hands every day if you can. So, consistent practice schedule is very key to accomplishing all of your goals, and I just wanted to insert that into this video. So I hope you can see by answering that one question, what type of player do you want to be, or what type of musician you want to be, or what do you want to accomplish with your music, that really can help you narrow in on your goals throughout the year and then dictate what you should practice during the week. Well, I hope you found that information helpful, and if you did, again, please consider supporting the channel for free by subscribing down below, hit the like button, and knock on the bell and you'll be notified when the next video comes out. As always, I wish you a wonderful day.